Hi everyone, my name is Abhay and I am here to take a session on how to start your own podcast. I am a management consultant by profession based out of Pune. I'm a writer, storyteller, and a podcaster by passion. I'm a former Toastmaster. I completed my CC and ACB long time back. And since 2018, I've been involved in storytelling across Mumbai and Pune circle. And I performed with a lot of renowned groups like Commune, Taper Tail, and others in Jan 20, right before the COVID lockdown and the situation became worse, I started my own podcast by the name Lal Chashma. As the name might not immediately put it out up front, but Lal Chashma is actually my attempt to view those hidden, invisible emotions in our daily lives. And I try to write stories which evoke nostalgia, humor, and satire of what all is present around us. And every episode is focused on one particular emotion. And my goal is that by the end of it, the listener feels that emotion strongly from within. And fortunately, it is doing really well on the international as well as on the Indian podcasting platforms that are there. Now, the agenda for our session today is as follows: that we are going to cover some basics of podcasting. Then I'm going to share some best practices and the key requirements on how you can get started. I'm also going to give a quick demo using my hosting platform on how we can quickly create a podcast and how easy it is nowadays as compared to what you might already be imagining, the big setups and the heavy equipment and fine tuning and tech tools and technology that might be required. I'm also going to give some tips on how we can promote it. And finally, some of the things that you should take care as you're just getting started to create your podcast. Now, what is a podcast is something I'm assuming that by this moment you're already kind of familiar, and I'm not going to delve too much into it. But the first thing is where you can listen to podcasts. So there are a lot of streaming services like Spotify, Apple, Google, JioSaavn, and Ghana, to name in India. These are the streaming services and platforms where you can listen to podcasts. And most cases, the podcasts are free to listen. You do not really have to pay unless there is something exclusive content which is being provided by the streaming service itself. They are totally free to charge you for that particular content. Else most of the podcasts that are available right now are totally free to listen to. Are podcasts chargeable for you to make? Not necessarily. Again, that depends on what kind of hosting platform you take. Most of the hosting platforms providing basic hosting services are usually free, but if you want to avail extra editing or storytelling related services or music related services, you might have to pay a little bit over there. But that again comes in a later stage once your podcast has started to pick up some traction and you see that there's a consistent listener base around you. For the beginning, I would say that you can start with some of the free services that are already present and explore this entire section as a hobby. Now, what is the right length? I get this question quite a lot. There is no rule, there is no ground rule. My podcast has stories from 5 to 7 minutes, and there are podcasts where information is conveyed within a minute, within 2 minutes, within 3 minutes, and they can go as long as many hours. So, what is important here is that you identify what kind of content is it that you want to make, and what is the usual duration. For example, if you can engage the audience for 5 hours, you should not stop yourself from unnecessarily cutting it down to one or two. But that is the key: engagement, right? The retention of the audience to your content should be continuous. And if you can maintain that at any number, I think that is the length of your podcast. Now, what is the difference between the two words that I use, streaming and hosting? Streaming services are where you can consume your podcast, whereas hosting platforms are the ones where you upload the audio and where all of this audio that you're making, all the description, everything, this is the back end work which goes onto that hosting platform, and that hosting platform then distributes it to the streaming services. One thing to keep in mind is before you begin is that this is purely audio, right? The entire experience of what you are saying and what you are doing needs to be conveyed through sound and audio. So the audience here is less forgiving when it comes to the quality that they want to consume as compared to video. The audience, in video you can go about making videos on your phone or on a very basic phone or a low quality phone, and you can gradually go up. However, in audio, you have to start with some good enough quality, because if the effort is poor, you will have initially lost your potential audience member. Last but not the least, very important is, there's a saying in the podcast industry that if your podcast is for everyone, that probably your podcast is not for anyone. What it means is that before you begin your podcast, you have to think what is the key theme and who are your target listeners. You cannot say that an 18-year-old to a 55-year-old will listen to something like metal music, right? Or rock music. Very less chances that somebody who is in the, in the old age would like to listen to it. They may or they may not, but that is for you to decide. And in the beginning, having the demograph set will also help you create the right content, promote it in the right platforms, and pitch it to potential producers also if you want to take it further ahead. Now, at this stage, the question comes in, why should you do podcasting, right? First and foremost is challenging yourself. Whatever we have learned so far in Toastmasters is is what is that can be wonderfully applied in a in-person setting, right? And of course, in the last 1 year, we have been going through the COVID setting. But sorry, retake of this one. The first and foremost reason is to challenge yourself. Toastmasters in a meeting or in a setting, everyone's extremely act retake. The first and foremost is challenging yourself, right? In a typical Toastmasters meeting, everyone's actively listening to you because they are learning themselves. However, podcast is a passive medium of consumption. In 99.99% cases, somebody is listening to you while they're either traveling, they're doing their chores, or they are not proactively sitting in front of the device and listening to you. So, how do you get their attention? Purely by voice modulation, your narrative, your content becomes even more crucial than the body language or the physical attributes that you could use as an added advantage in the physical Toastmasters setting. Secondly, it's a creative outlet. Many of you must have a hobby, right? You might want to cook, you might want to share some of your recipes that you love to cook over the weekend. And this is a perfect platform to combine your expertise, creative skills with the learnings that you have had so far in Toastmasters and put them out to the world to get some feedback on them and enjoy the process. Third, expressing your true self. Now, many of you have part of Toastmasters, but somewhere or the other, you still feel more comfortable in your own mother tongue or in your colloquial languages, right? The best part of podcasting is that there is no language barrier. You can pick what is comfortable to you and you can start talking in that. In fact, in India, it is going to be a growing trend that niche languages will become more and more popular. My podcast is already in Hindi. There are a lot of upcoming podcasts in Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam. So a lot of the local language content will start seeing traction in India. Lastly, it is an opportunity for you to get feedback on your own self beyond the Toastmaster circle, right? This is beyond the known circle. Whatever you produce will be heard by folks around the globe. And depending on who listens to it and who can understand it, based on the language and the content you choose, you're going to get a lot of feedback on how you're doing it, right? So it's a wonderful opportunity to engage with people around the world. Now, jumping onto the immediate question, what is the equipment needed? First is a microphone, of course, or any sort of a recording device. You can start with as basic as a mobile. You can go as advanced as a studio if you have access to. But the basic setting is that you start with minimal investment. Do not record with your mobile earphones. They usually tend to be very noisy. It's not a good quality. And like I previously said, if the listener senses that improper quality, they're highly likely to get turned off by it. That said, you need not to spend way too high on the microphone at the very beginning, specifically if you are new to sound mixing, sound editing, and the audio concept. So you can start with some of the brands that I mentioned over here, and they have decent budgeted mics in different categories available on different uh, you know online purchase platforms. Now, one more thing I want to highlight here is that depending on what kind of content you are really putting out on your podcast, you would want to explore the recording patterns of those podcasts, right? So every microphone has a range, and an omnidirectional microphone, let's say, captures sound from all sides, but a cardioid microphone will capture only sounds within a given radius, right? So if your podcast involves a lot of talking or a lot of interaction, the kind of microphone required might be different versus, let's say, if you want to record your own musical instruments, you want to record your own guitar music and want to put in, you might want to check out a corresponding microphone for capturing that sound in the right way possible. There are a lot of articles available online and you can read about it and select the best one. Now, you should ideally record in a room which is full of furniture, because that really damps the echo that is going to happen or any reverb that is going to be there and gives you decent quality. However, if you feel that the place where you're in cannot be given that particular, echo proofing, you can buy acoustic tiles of Amazon or Flipkart, and you can install them at different sections. There are again a lot of videos online on how you can best soundproof your room or reduce the room echo. Editing and mixing software, a lot of the hosting platforms also have basic facilities to edit and add content. However, you can pay more and you can get the premium services, and might give you more than just what is freely available. That said, if you want to explore the biggest possibilities and go to the extremes of audio editing, you can look for an audio editing software. Audacity, Hindenburg, GarageBand are some of the most well known in the industry. Audacity has a free version to begin with, and it's mostly preferred for a Windows setting and for beginners. Even I myself use Audacity because I have just started on editing. Now, coming on to hosting platforms, there are tons of hosting platforms you can search online and you will find many of them. Some of the popular ones are Anchor, Hubhopper, Buzzsprout, Podbean. Anchor is one where my podcast is also hosted, and Hubhopper is our India's own podcast hosting platform. Now, you have to keep in mind that you can do a quick search through the internet to find the best possible, hosting platform that you would want to. Now, how do you want to eventually get started? So what's the first thing to ask yourself is, what's the format? What are you good at, right? That is the basic thing to ask. So if you're good at, let's say, thinking in sound, you are able to imagine and visualize how sound will come from one direction, then probably you want to explore fiction as a category. If you feel you are good at interviewing people, or you would want to do a podcast where you interview different personalities and bring out certain form of learnings, maybe a chat show is a format that is good for you. Or let's say you come from a background or you have an interest in journalism, or you like to research and give out content in form of documentary, then maybe a documentary format is something that you would want to go for. In any of these cases, be whatever your format that you go with, I would highly recommend that you listen to this podcast called Gimlet Academy. It is available only on Spotify. It's a Spotify original. And in 5 episodes, it covers in the utmost detail on how you should start making your podcast and how you should choose everything, right from the equipment to the theme and pitch of your entire podcast. Some of the others, so 30 Minutes to the Moon is actually a documentary based podcast on the moon landings. Wireframe is a chat show slash documentary. It's by Adobe on the use of design. Startup Podcast is again a documentary slash chat show made by Gimlet Media, the same company which made the Gimlet Academy on top. Blockbuster here is based on true events, but it is comes in the category of fiction because it involves a lot of sound design and a lot of sound mixing and engineering. It is one of the most awarded podcasts, and I highly recommend that you listen to Blockbuster if you're new to podcasts. Now, when you start making your podcast, there are a few questions you would want to ask yourself, because they will define how you really think about your podcast and what content you're really preparing, right? So you would want to have one document called as the pitch document, right? What is a pitch? A pitch is a quick few words to explain something, right? So if you want to tell your friends and family what your podcast is really about and what you are doing in it, you would want to have a quick pitch document. This pitch document will also come in very handy when you want to explain to people outside your own circle, let's say to potential producers who would want to sponsor you, to potential sponsors who would want to sponsor you, or add advertisements on your podcast, right? So first thing is, what is your topic? What is it that you want to talk about? What is it called? So it could be a catchy name, it could be completely irrelevant. It depends on what you are thinking. Now, what is the format? The three things that we already discussed previously. What's the length? Is it a quick show? Is it something that requires me to sit for a long hour, or is it something I can consume on the go very quickly? Who is the host and why? So if you are the host of the podcast, then why do you think that you are the best person? Is it because you are a subject matter expert, or is it because you have an interest, or is it because you have the potential to be the host of that particular show? Now, episode synopsis at the end, of course, yes, what does a single episode, a generic episode, look like? What will it really have if you have to tell it to someone? For example, if I have to talk about myself, my topic is talking about emotions in our everyday lives. It's called Lal Chashma. It's a Hindi fiction story podcast. The length of my podcast is anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes per episode. I am the host, and why? Because I am a Toastmaster and I have been a storyteller. I write and I have performed a lot across Mumbai and Pune. I have attended a lot of workshops and I've learned the art of storytelling. A single episode in my podcast usually comprises of a story where an ordinary character faces an extraordinary situation, and from that he or she is engulfed in one particular emotion on in that entire journey. For example, one episode purely talks about the emotion that we have called responsibility, right? How we feel the weight and burden of responsibilities on our shoulder. The broader questions to think are that why do you want to make this, right? Because that's very, very important. Is it purely because you want to get likes, you want to get followers, you want to monetize it, right? Monetization is in the very early stages in India right now, but you need to be very clear, why do you want to make this? Who is your target listener? And I'm not just saying from age or a demograph standpoint, it should also align with their interest, right? My target listener, for instance, is somebody who likes to read or listen to audiobooks, right? Or somebody who likes audio storytelling, poetry, slam poetry. So that is a person who is my target listener. What is in it for the listener, right? There has to be a takeaway. So if somebody listens to you, they have to be a takeaway. Either they learn something from it, or they just feel refreshed that it is a comical content or it is a fun content, or they get something new, some new knowledge, or an experience within some, like for example, my podcast, a lot of testimonials that came in, my listeners told them that they felt nostalgic, they felt it within it, they felt as if it's happening within themselves, which was a good pause to have in this massively fast paced running life that was around them. So that was my intent, and that is what the listener got. What is the north star of the episode? What are you actually revolving around? You can't just have two people talking randomly. You have to come to a conclusion and you have to give a hook to your audience of what really is that they're looking out for. How will you break the ice, right? Extremely important. Like, how do you start every episode? You can't just simply start saying, hi, my name is this, or maybe you can. And how you make it engaging through the entire episode. How will you get your interview? So if you're getting into a chat show or a documentary where you want to invite somebody, you might want to get into the process of creating a small sales pitch: who you are, what you are, why do you think this person who you're reaching out to is important. And you have to start finding places and start approaching people for the right kind of folks. And you have to start approaching them with the right intent, get them on board, schedule them. So there's a lot of activity that needs to be done at that moment. What will be the frequency of release? Very, very important concept in podcasting is frequency. More so than in YouTube, because if your audio starts coming very, very late or in a very abrupt cycle, you might tend to lose the audience that is there. Last but not the least, the question to ask is, how do you stay consistent? If it is a topic that you cannot produce or cannot think creatively of, on a regular basis, probably that's not the topic for podcasting. My recommendation is that whatever is your idea, you start searching about that idea and start figuring out podcasts which are already there on that particular idea, and take inspiration from them and see how best you can go about it. Now, storytelling as a concept in podcasts is usually now coming in, where, let's say, even if there is a chat that is happening between two people, it has a certain form of story, right? When I say story, it has an arc. Basically, it starts from something, goes to a certain conclusion or a conflict, then has something, sort of a resolution and a final closure to the entire discussion. So you should really hook the listener, get their attention with something which is core to that discussion. Put it with scenarios, give some case studies. If there are two people, don't just talk about your experiences, get something totally that is abruptly not relevant to that conversation and see how people react. Provoke emotions, right? You have to not just evoke emotions of the person sitting in front of you, but you have to keep in mind that the audience is listening to you. Language, of course, if you're using slang and colloquial language, it will immediately connect with the audience. Use music and voice, of course, to put in that narrative and drama that is there, and make sure that the content is perfectly balanced. It is not excess, because excess content is noise. Now, some other things to take care of is having some sort of a music composure to your podcast, right? So, if yours is a story podcast, is yours is a chat show or a documentary, you might want to add some sound to it. These are some platforms through which you can get some royalty for your music. You can, of course, pay something and you can get even better music customized to yourself. Now, packaging is very, very important. Like I said, noise or disturbance free audio quality, please try to maintain that and give a listener a holistic experience, right from the album art to the name to the description to the content that he or she is listening. Give them a wonderfully crafted experience that is there. Cover art, you can either sketch it out yourself or you can ask your friend. In my case, I asked my friend to sketch it out for me. I had the concept in mind. Or you can use a lot of these standard apps or platforms which are there for free as well as for the paid version online, and you can create a technical version of your own. Publicity, you can use catchy one liners. You should have a lot of good metadata. By metadata, I mean the description of each episode should be such that it should be search engine optimized, so that when I search for it, that data which is there in the podcast really helps get me traction. Of course, social media is one of the biggest places where you will be doing all the promotions. You can even create trailers, video trailers or audio trailers, and circulate them in a lot of Facebook or Instagram groups and hashtags that are there. Lastly, having a signature jingle to your podcast. Let's say when the podcast starts, what music will come, and when the podcast ends, what music will come. That will be unique to you, and it will tell people wherever and whenever they are listening that they are listening for you, right? Lastly, nothing is engraved in stone in podcasting in the early days, right? I started with this kind of a logo in the beginning because I my imagination, was kind of aligning on what I was trying to say. But eventually, within a span of 1.5 month, I realized that this is kind of giving a very different vibe. Like, people are getting scared. It looks like a horror story than actually a fun-loving podcast with a lot of fun stories. So I started working with a few of my friends. I started exploring on the internet for some ideas. I started referencing some other podcasts, and this is the design I came up with. And then finally, I took the help of my friend, and this is the logo which is now there, right? So iterations are always possible, and there is no harm in the first few months or few weeks that you want to take to change anything. It could be content as well. Let's say you narrated a poem or narrated a story, but that did not get a response, or let's say accidentally you ended up saying some curse words which you didn't want to. So you can re-record them in the initial period, take some feedback from your peers, friends, and the audience, and you can re-record and represent. That is the beauty of podcasting. It is not live. It is always available for consumption, but it can always be edited as and when you consciously want to do. Now, I'm going to take a quick pause and explain it to you how you can create your own podcast episode. For the sake of this discussion, I have already created one episode of my one of my stories, and I'm going to take that audio version. I usually use Audacity. Like I said, this is the Audacity interface that you see, and you will notice that there are a lot of tools on the top. This is the sound. I can play around. I can edit. I can add tracks. I can add sound over here, and once whatever is the final file that I get, I export that final file, and I can then keep it ready for uploading it on the podcast distribution platform. So here is my final file, 90 or 90 part 1. I Like I said, my podcast is already on Anchor. So this is how Anchor looks like. This is the homepage. And Anchor was acquired by Spotify a couple of years ago. So it's a Spotify company, but doesn't mean that you will only be on Spotify. It will distribute it to all the renowned platforms that are there. So let's take an example of how we can create a new episode. So I click on new episode. Now I can either record directly into the system using the headphone and the microphone set that I have, or I can take help of the Audacity software or external softwares, record in them, and just finally upload my audio on this piece, right? Now, the library section is where I can, every episode or every jingle or anything that I upload, this is like the, folder for all my repository information. Podcasts also allow you to get audio messages from your listeners. So if you would want, you can enable it. You can share this voice link with your listeners. They can send you a voice note and you can include them in your episode and thank them also in the episode. So let's get started. Let me bring my audio from here. I'll just drag and drop it over here. It takes a couple of minutes for it to get loaded. Finally, once it's processed, it's get loaded. The episode is here. Now, let's say I want to add the second part of the story. I can go to the transitions. There are a lot of transitions that are present, and these are those small jingles, like how the Doordarshan episode transitions used to happen, right? So you can pick any one of them, and let's say I would want to have this as a transition. I'll just drag and drop, and then when I take my next episode, which is part 2, I can then come here and I can drop it right after part 2. Now, it's good to have an intro and an outro, intro and an outro which will be consistent throughout all your episodes. So you can create an intro and outro of your podcast, and that can be the first and the last piece of audio that eventually stitches on. Now, uh, my both my audio files are now loaded. They are uploaded, and this is all cloud based, so everything's uploaded on cloud. Each platform has its own capacity on what is the maximum audio file limit that you can put. Few things that you can do: I can add some background music. So I click on background music, I select what kind of music I want, I listen to it as a sample, adjust the volume that I want, and I click on apply. It gets automatically applied to the entire section. Now, mind you, if you want to make more tweaks, you don't want the same music through the entire section, those are some things which are not possible currently with Anchor. So you will have to go and do that mixing of audio and engineering of audio in a particular software, export that file as is, and just directly drop here for consumption. Then you click save episode, and then you start giving the name to your episode. So let's say season 1, episode 14. I call it a demo story. Then I can tell what it actually means. I can give the description that this is a demo to explain what Anchor is, right? Then, of course, I can give a season number, episode. I can upload a specific episode art for that particular episode. It's also customizable. You can have one album art which talks about your entire podcast, and then you can have different episode art for your different episodes. For example, if I want to, let's say, take this one, and I can zoom in, I can select what frame I want, I can save it. and that becomes the episode art for this particular episode. I can publish it now, or I can schedule it for publish anytime when whatever my frequency is. So that said, it does not have to be that you have to produce all episodes today and then you have to publish it today. You can produce them all in one go in 1 week, 10 days, and then keep scheduling them as as and when required. Now once you click on publish, the episode goes live, and you can go to the distribution section and see where all it has gone live. So these are the listing platforms: Anchor, Breaker, Casper, Google, Apple, right? Radio Public, Pocket, Spotify. These are the ones which are already being offered to me by Anchor. But you will ask this question that local platforms like JioSavan or Ghana, they are not present over here. So if you want to host your podcast on any other platform which is not already present in the list over here, you can just take the RSS feed which is present in every podcast, just copy it, share it, or upload it on that particular platform where you want it to appear, and the podcast will automatically get picked from that particular RSS feed. And once you make the episode, every new episode or every kind of change requires about 30-40 minutes, depending on where you are and where you're and how good your internet connection is, for it to eventually get reflected on the show. And once it is available, you can then go and see you know your podcast on different platforms and how it looks. You can start sharing it from those apps, and you can start making them available to everyone. So this is a quick demo of how you can make the podcast. Now, coming back to how you can promote it, right? So, of course, social media is where your biggest promotion will happen. You can use the relevant hashtags, you can tag the relevant folks, you can ask your friends to share it across, and you can get along with some groups, some podcasting groups who do a lot of cross collaborations. Even paid advertisements is an option once you have created your content. Then, of course, one thing is that you should collaborate with other podcasters. So, let's say if yours is a short story fiction podcast, you should try and collaborate with those who would love to have you as a guest on their show. Or you should try to collaborate in some form, in form of either development or audio, or just call them for a discussion if you have the similarities in the concept. You can collaborate with other influencers also. If you have a friend who is, let's say, a potential travel enthusiast, and you have a travel podcast, you and that person can collaborate, and you can either create common content, or you can just use their platform or their systems to encourage their followers in following your podcast. Now, some mistakes that you should keep a note of, which a lot of people tend to make when they start, are first and foremost complicated names, right? Do not go for complicated names. Trust me, from somebody who has Lal Chashma as a name, I this is something that I learned by mistake, because as soon as you type Lal Chashma, a lot of the Hindi songs would come up, and the very popular Indian TV series Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma would come up. So it took a long time for me to actually get that search engine optimization done, and Lal Chashma to not be associated with Kala Chashma or Tarak Mehta. So a good and a most relevant name related to the kind of work that you're doing is advisable. All the hosting platforms actually have analytics also available to them, so you can go and see what kind of listenership retention is happening on a daily basis, monthly basis, weekly basis. And a lot of people ignore that at the beginning. It's very crucial that you don't do this, because those are the metrics that will tell you if you want to make any alterations to your content. Like I said, if you created a chat for 1 hour, but you see that most of your audience is engaged only for 55% of the time, then maybe you should cut down the discussions to 30 minutes, right? So those are the learnings that will come from analytics. And who is listening to your content? Maybe you created a content for somebody who's 18 to 25, but most of your content is being consumed by somebody from 35 to 45, right? So those are the learnings that will come through analytics. Not having a clear theme for the show, very very important, because podcast listeners do not come for random content. When you say that yours is a story podcast, they are specifically coming to listen to a story. Or when you say that yours is an inspirational podcast where you're going to meet people and deliver some sort of inspirational or motivational message, they are not expecting a short story to be introduced randomly in between. But in this last 1 year of me interacting with a lot of people, I have seen that this is a very common trend. And people who do not have a clear theme mentioned out tend to lose their audience midway. That said, that theme should be continuous. You cannot have a particular theme for 5 episodes and then suddenly change the theme, and then now you're talking about something else, which will again turn off the audience and not, and will hinder in their conversion and retention. Not engaging the listeners and audience. So there is very, very important that through your social media handles, you engage with your listeners. If you should encourage people to send you messages through through the podcast, through the voice note, or through social media, and you should respond to them as immediately as possible. You should also respond to any sort of criticism that is coming to you, be it constructive or be it completely different. Because if you're not listening to your listeners, then you're technically not making a content for somebody to consume, right? Spending too much money. A lot of people, even in the beginning, end up spending a lot of money buying a lot of equipment. Trust me, in the beginning it's all about learning the process and having good quality of work. Nothing will put your podcast out in the open for everyone to consume, uh, and as better as good quality. If you have good content, a hook for people to listen to, a reason for people to listen to, that is the most important thing that you should be running after. Get a decent microphone which does not is not bad at least, and you can start producing. And as and when you start scaling, as and when you start getting more and more traction, you can start scaling up in every possible aspects that you had. I myself had a Boa omnidirectional collar mic when I used to start. Even before that, I used to record directly on my iPhone. Then I had the collar mic, and then now finally I have a little more advanced microphone as I saw traction building in my podcast. It is a process which can consume a lot of time. Have a editing and a recording framework in your mind. Do not spend way too much time editing, because if you are new to it, you will take some time to learn and get used to it. Put out the content. Once the content is out, let it be there. Start gauging how it's going, and then keep editing through the duration. This is a very niche industry. Even if you start something, or something of a YouTube sex channel right now, on a platform which is so mature and so advanced over the last 20 years, it will still take time for people to come to you and become a constant listener. So do not expect that you will suddenly blow it overnight. I wish you all the best. If if we are living in the world of where you don't know what will go viral next. So I wish you all the best if you are one of them, or if you can create a content that does go viral overnight. But if it doesn't, then do not worry, do not get disappointed. It's a slow and steady process. It's a marathon. Whatever topic you have picked up, make sure that you have content enough for at least 1 year, right? Because it's a marathon. Now, marketing and promotions, like I already mentioned, very, very important. The podcasting and streaming platforms are not going to do it for you. You have to market it for yourself. So be a little selfish and just put yourself out there as much as you can. Collaborate with other folks, extremely important. If you're not consistent in your episode, the listener might be expecting that, hey, on Tuesday this new story is going to come out, or a new episode is going to come out, but what happened, right? So a genuine listener might feel disappointed, and then you will start losing listenership purely because there is no consistency. And lastly, you really, really need to be updated of the trends and what is happening in the industry. In India, particularly, we are a growing market, and there's a big need and big, discussion around what should be the next big step that should be taken to promote this industry. So stay aware and keep googling all kind of issues that you might be facing, or any questions that you have. It's a very well established industry in the West, and most of your questions would have already been answered wonderfully by many people across the globe. So keep Googling, and keep finding answers to your questions online. Now, here are some recommendations on some Indian podcast that you can start listening to. Phantom Pandey here is a fiction story podcast. Kissa Shehron Ka is a poetry slash storytelling podcast. Those who might be familiar with Nilesh Mishra is the storyteller's voice of India, and Yado Ka Idiot Box is purely a storytelling podcast. Origin of Things is a fact-based podcast. So it's a documentary podcast where the host actually figures out how certain things originated, and he shares, those background stories with you. Agla Station Adulthood is a discussion podcast. It's a chat podcast where a lot of guests are brought in, and Ritasha and Ayushi talk with them on various issues. Same goes for Advertising is Dead by Varun Dugirala. It's a chat show. Indian Noir is one of the most reputed English stories podcast, fiction story podcast from India. It's by Nikesh Murli, and you should definitely tune in if you are a lover of horror or crime or mythology, or even military fiction in audio. Bhaskar Bose was recently released by Spotify, again, a detective based storytelling podcast. Musafir Story is one of the best travel podcasts in India. It is renowned by a lot of established journals to be one of the best ones. And the Seen and Unseen again is a chat based slash a monologue podcast by Amit Verma. It's a wonderful podcast on most of the issues that we are currently facing globally or in India as such. So these are some recommendations to get you started. Please keep in mind that the more you listen, the better you will become. So this this should become like your habit, like a second nature. Personally, for me, I listen to a lot of podcasts when I travel. Pre-COVID also, when I used to travel to my office, or even now when I'm traveling from here and there, I listen to a lot of podcasts. These episodes can be downloaded so you can listen to them offline as well. So, with that, I wish you all the best and I hope this session was useful. I am available, like I said, I'm available on my Instagram, on my Facebook, or you can even drop me a quick email for any questions or any help you need. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything that I can. All the best and enjoy the process.